Hey, it's me again. Another video. I came back from MEPS yesterday afternoon or evening, whatever. And I fell asleep too fast to make a video. I was going to try to make one at the hotel, but I had run it. So let's start from the beginning. I met up with my recruiter the day before, around 11 o'clock. It was me and one other uh, applicant. And we started our briefing. Pretty much he had us to go over the papers that we initially signed, and go over the information that was in our application because he retyped our paper application into another one, and we had to just verify accuracy. And he told us some of the expectation for MEPS. Now, he told us this the day before, but he just double checked to make sure that we had the appropriate clothing, etc. And he called the shuttle driver, who said he'd be there around 1 or 1:30. We grabbed our breakfast while he was trying to print everything because the system is kind of slow. Unfortunately, things kind of got pushed back, so the shuttle driver showed up early and we still weren't done. We had other applicants in the shuttle waiting on us, and we were kind of rushed our brief a little bit, but we still got the gist of it. We got on the shuttle. We had some people from PCL, Delray, all these places in Florida, northern Florida, on the shuttle with us, and then we rode down to I-75 to Miami, and we stayed in the Marriott. Not everybody, I understand, Ira has good of the conditions as we did, but had it pretty good. Went to the Marriott by the Miami International Airport. I work in a resort, so I know what quality is, and they had some pretty good things. And we walked in. Luckily, we had someone who already did the physical through MEPS, and it was just there to take the D lab. Now, some people won't have vehicles, and they'll be coming from long distances, and not everybody is going to be on the shuttle just to go get a physical. They'll be there for testing or whatever reasons because they don't have the transportation, so their recruiters can't take them themselves. And so he kind of guided us, and we just showed up at the check-in station and let them know that we were from MEPS. They just needed our photo identification, and they had a list to cross-check who would be staying at the hotel. We got our room keys. Guys and girls will be divided, whether it means they're going to be on separate floors, separate towers. However the hotel stayed up, they're going to separate the guys from the girls. And we were already told that our curfew would be at 10 o'clock, no later. So pretty much we arrived around, what, 5 or 6 or something like that, 3, and pretty much couldn't go anywhere after that. And they served us dinner. So I pretty much went up to my room. And like I said, MEPS is really mixed. My roommate was Army applicant. I mean, if you have issues with race or sexuality or whatever, you better get over it now. My roommate was white. I don't know where she was from. She was pretty quiet. She was army wise. She kept to herself. And hey, I've stayed in college. I've stayed in dorms. I know how it is to be around females. So you mind yours, they mind theirs. That's how most people are going to be. But mostly it was fun because there was a lot of applicants there, mostly guys. If you're a girl, be ready to be in the minority. Okay, be very ready to be in the minority because for the majority of the time, my roommate was the only other female that I saw there that was going to MEPS. So I just took a nap, met up with some of the guys from the shuttle. A lot of the people, I just met along the way, and we all went to the gym. And the Marines working out like psychos, like super psycho push-ups and everything. And pretty much they had already went to dinner. I went to the dinner. The restaurant was, whew, asked for rotisserie chicken and got half a chicken. Good stuff. And then green beans and mashed potatoes, French fries. It was pretty good. It was like what they would serve. Like they didn't serve us anything too heavy or anything that would affect our test. That's what they made sure of. That we weren't having anything alcohol. It was just a menu of 3 items that we could choose, and it was like a soup or something. So, and they also give you a meal ticket when you check in. That's how they knew we were from MEPS. We had a blue ticket that showed that we were from MEPS. And They let us know, like my recruiter, he called me later and made sure, once again, we reviewed everything that was in the pack, made sure I had everything. Like, my recruiter is very thorough, so he called myself and other applicants several times just to make sure that we're okay and that everything's all right. Not every recruiter will necessarily do that. And pretty much he made sure to advise us then not to consume anything with alcohol in it. Medicine, NyQuil, don't use Listerine, don't use mouthwash, do not use mouthwash. I don't think they even supply it into our hotel rooms just because of the fact, because in the morning they were going to give you a breathalyzer. Not necessarily right when you wake up, but when you get to MEPS. So you're told not to use anything with alcohol in it. Be careful what you eat and drink because it will affect the test. So that's part of the hotel stay. And while I was there, I was wandering around. I mean, the hotel, they're pretty much cool. You're told your curfew is a specific time, but if you're not getting in trouble, they're not going to really lock you in the room. It's only if, depends on the hotel how strict they are. They really weren't going to lock us in a room. People were still walking around in their hallways or, hanging out. Guys and girls, people of the opposite sex are not allowed in one another's room. If someone were to invite you, you're supposed to say no, and you're not supposed to let anybody of opposite sex into your room either. Not that they're monitoring it, but once again, it depends. It's not like you have a recruiter or a marine, whatever, sitting on each floor, sitting at a door watching you. It's just, with your own conscience, you know what you were instructed to do, and vice versa. And you weren't really allowed to invite someone over at the hotel, like go out to party, blah, 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 and bring someone back. It's not like that. Good comment is, for each branch there are different rules for MEPS. MEPS is run by the Army. I know I'm kind of boring you off with this, but this is really information you know. For instance, while I was there and I was talking to the member services, and I know what their names are because I work in the same type of area. We had a Navy man drop off his applicant at the hotel, and he literally took her phone, saying, "Yeah, you're not allowed to have a phone at all at MEPS. Yeah, if you go to MEPS with a phone, you're gonna get kicked out." Now, naturally, he looks at all of us. I said, "Well, I have two phones, so what are they gonna do? Kick me out twice?" Everybody has a cell phone there. How else are we supposed to get around? We can live without phones, but how else are we supposed to get around? Most people do not have numbers memorized anymore. So he's sitting here kind of getting cocky and boasting. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to help you guys out. Well, I guess a lot of you ain't getting your physical done." So I called my recruiter. He's like, "Don't mind him." He told me the same thing. Every branch has a different rule. So in the second part of this video, because this is just the first part about the hotel stay, I'm going to explain to you kind of what happened when we got there. And I'm going to break up the video several times. But pretty much, you get there early in the afternoon. That's why they make you come there the day before. And you should really go to sleep early, but honestly, most of us didn't. We literally did get a wake up call at 4:30 in the charter bus, because it's not going to be a shuttle. Depending on how many people, it's probably going to be a charter bus. Got there, but they were supposed to get there at 5, but we didn't leave till like 5:30. So we woke up at 4:30, and we had to be out of the room at 5. And we had breakfast for 30 minutes, which was like eggs, bacon. You had your little cereal boxes with milk and fresh squeezed orange juice. I'm sorry, but that restaurant was off the chain. I'm just gonna go back there just for the hell of it. And pretty much waited in like 55-degree weather in Florida, and it's middle of January. Got unusually cold for the charter bus. And we got on the charter bus, and it drove us down to Doral, which was not too far from where we were in Miami, and we arrived at MEPS. Now, if you have any questions about the hotel or anything, you can always message me or send me a little message or comment it, and I'll try my best to answer it. I'm going to make a second video in about 10 minutes about the entrance to MEPS, and like I said, I'm going to keep chopping it on because it was a pretty long process.